Welcome back, Tribe. I have an episode here from Michael Bordenaro, and he's got an episode titled, I was laid off for 8 months, still can't find a job. By the way, we just downward revised jobs by 600,000 plus, just so you know. The job market is actually way worse than they're reporting month over month.
Laid off and I am scared. This is something that a lot of people are going through right now, especially if you lost your job in the second half of 2024. Because as we talked about in my recent jobs data video, the data shows, and it's very clear, that anybody who has lost their job since May of 2024 is having a tremendously hard time finding a new job. Because what we have right now in the US economy is a combination of more companies laying people off, less companies hiring people on, and pay raises starting to stagnate and not keep up with inflation. So this is not a very good combination for anybody who has recently lost a job. Even if you have a job, it's hard to keep your head above water unless you're one of the lucky ones seeing pretty sizable pay raises right now. This story is based on a real person that this happened to. And in April of 2024, she was part of a mass layoff. And she remembered thinking back then that it was going to be okay because she's like, I'm going to take a little break. And by July 1st, I'm going to start looking for and applying for jobs. And there's no way I would still be unemployed by the time my unemployment benefits ran out in October. But she was wrong because it turns out it's January 2025 and she's still unemployed. She said that she's applied for hundreds of jobs since July and obviously hasn't been hired at any of them. Her unemployment benefits have already ran out and she's trying to hold on to her savings as much as possible. She also has a 78-year-old mom that she's trying to help take care of. And she says, you know, if it wasn't for her, I might just give up. I might just be one of the statistics now that's just homeless on the street because, you know, people lose their motivation when you continue down the same path and you don't see results. That's true with anything, whether it's applying for a job, whether it's starting a business, whether it's getting into a new relationship. You can only go on for so long down the same path without seeing results before you say, you know what, I think it's time to call it quits. Now, luckily, she was given a severance package and she had the unemployment benefits through October, which helped cushion the blow. Not everybody's lucky enough to get that. And a lot of people going through a very long, exhausting stretch of working the same job for a very long time, it's not really a surprise that she decided to take a couple months off, like a breather, right? But
check this out. So Joe Biden's final jobs report is out. And it's a doozy is what this post is quoting. 589,000 jobs revised into oblivion. That means down, as in they don't exist. 70% of jobs created were in the government sector. Listen to this. This is going to really piss everyone off. I don't care what side of the aisle you're on. 99.2% of jobs going to foreign-born workers. I want you guys to think about this for a second. 99.2% of the jobs are going to foreign workers, foreign-born workers. What the hell? And then here's another post that's condensing all of this essentially and what's happening. Just take a listen, guys. Americans are being left behind in the job market. It says, number one, foreign-born employment grew far more than U.S.-born employment. Since 2020, the foreign-born labor force grew by 36%, adding 30 million workers. The U.S.-born labor force only grew by 2 to 3 million. This means that most new job opportunities are going to foreign-born workers, even though millions of Americans remain unemployed or underemployed. And number two, foreign-born workers have higher participation and lower unemployment. 67% of foreign-born workers are in the labor force compared to 61% of U.S.-born workers. Unemployment for foreign-born workers is 3.2, while it's 3.9 for U.S.-born. If there were truly a, quote, labor shortage, employers should be hiring more U.S.-born workers who are actively looking for jobs. Instead, they are giving more opportunities to foreign-born workers, keeping their unemployment rate lower. Do you see? Foreign-born workers dominate key industries. 31% of hotel workers are foreign-born. 26% of science and technology workers are foreign-born. 25% of construction workers are foreign-born. 24% of healthcare workers are foreign-born. These are not all jobs Americans won't do, as they'll probably tell you, especially in science, tech, healthcare, and other many highly qualified U.S. industries where many highly qualified U.S. workers struggle to find jobs. And then they say what this means. Employers claim they need more foreign workers because of a, quote, labor shortage, but the data shows that they're actively hiring foreign-born workers at higher rates than U.S.-born workers. This suggests that they prefer foreigners, likely because, and here's the list, visa workers like H-1B, OPT, and PERM workers are more dependent on employers and less likely to negotiate wages. Wow. So taking advantage, eh? Companies can pay lower wages and avoid unionization efforts. There goes another reason to hire those. Foreign workers create offshoring opportunities, linking U.S. businesses to cheaper overseas labor markets at the expense of your wages. If employers were truly struggling to find workers, U.S. labor force participation would be rising faster and unemployment would be lower. Instead, this data shows that corporations are deliberately choosing foreign workers, leaving millions of Americans behind. This is not about fixing a labor shortage, quote. This is about corporate greed, wage suppression, and job displacement. We need real reforms to stop companies from prioritizing foreign workers over American talent. That, my friends, is exactly what you are seeing if you're a Native American, first gen, second gen, third gen, don't care. You're born here, you got your papers, you're not on an H-1B or special program. This is what you're seeing when you're going out into the job market. You are being replaced by foreigners that will work for cheaper, cannot unionize, cannot negotiate deals, and link back to their countries where businesses can sprout more and become multinational corporations. Do you see what I am talking about? With suppressed wages, by the way, because they'll accept less than an American would. So it's all about profits. You got sold. America got sold down the river for nothing, for pennies, to save pennies. This is what I've been trying to tell you guys. All those ghost jobs, harvesting your data, all these companies putting hiring now signs, but they never hire anybody. All these businesses that keep saying they're short of talent. They have everything they need in America for Americans, for citizens, but they will not hire them for the reasons that were just listed. It's all a fucking scam. Doge, at least, don't care what side of the aisle you're on. Again, I'm just saying, Republican, Democrat, doesn't matter. They're uncovering massive amounts of fraud where basically NGOs and aid, foreign aid and all that shit is basically another way to launder money and line your pockets. It's corruption. Okay, we're finding out just the amount of money we're spending on absolute bullshit. How broken almost every single institution we have is, and how they're all being fleeced, top down for every penny. They don't work, they don't function for the normal American taxpayer, and the DC swamp monsters, blue and red, because this has been going on for decades, have been getting fat off of our tax money. Our tax money, while our roads are crumbling, while our bridges don't function anymore. They're collapsing. Boats are running into them. We got homeless people all over the fucking streets. Drug problems with fentanyl and God knows what else. We got walking zombies. Homeless people are multiplying. You have people that actually have jobs and are homeless living in their cars. What a fucking tragedy. It would be funny as shit if this wasn't the most powerful country on planet Earth, the most wealthiest, decadent country that's ever been invented. Isn't that crazy? That you got people here, citizens of this country, barely making it, struggling, living on the streets, while billions of dollars go to earmarks for things that we have no idea. We didn't vote these people in. We didn't accept any of these programs. We had no say in any of this. The job market is a farce. The numbers keep getting revised down. They tell us inflation's transitory. The economy's good. Stock market's booming. all-time highs are being reached. But in American pockets are like all-time low. Thin as fuck, bro. The grocery store runs, they hurt now. Believe me, I still have family back in America. I've only been gone for a year, but I'm planning on returning soon enough. But the story's the same. That shopping cart's empty as fuck, isn't it? That $100 doesn't get you what it used to. Have you been on a used car lot or a new car lot? You see how much those payments are with the interest rates we got today? I won't even mention housing, guys, because that shit's a pipe dream for most people. Good luck owning a home today with the interest rates and the job market and the instability. It's a mess, dude. It's a joke. We live in a gig economy. Half these jobs aren't real jobs. They don't want people working full time because you got to pay out benefits and all that shit. The job numbers that they're giving us, all these millions of jobs that are all fully employed and all that shit, is just part-time gig work, dude. your Uber delivery fucking job isn't real job. No offense to people that are doing that. It's a gig job. It's something you do on the side when you got some time to earn a little extra money. But you should have an actual job 40 hours a week or so that could actually pay you a living wage with full benefits for health insurance. That's what you should have. That's what should at least be considered a real job. They shouldn't count you in the statistics because you fucking Uber Eats, dude. Or you Uber out your car to make extra dough. What the fuck? How is that a thing? Just like unemployment. Unemployment only counts if you're unemployed but actively looking and you've applied to a certain amount of jobs and some bullshit like that. Look what counts as unemployment. Back in the days, unemployment used to count something like you have a job or you don't. End of story. You don't have a job, we don't care whether you're looking or not. You're unemployed. Nowadays, they have all these special little provisions and asterisks to make sure like this is what counts as real unemployment. It's bullshit, dude. If they really just tallied up the numbers simply like that, who's employed, who's not employed, the unemployment rate would be holy shit, dude. I would guess at 20%. Based on your guys' family, based on your friends, if you were to take them all together and be like, what's the average of the people that have a job, real jobs, the people that have gig work or surviving with another part-time job, whatever, 2 part-time jobs, and the ones just kind of like actually unemployed, not doing shit. It's like, isn't it around 20% of the 10 people, 2 of them for sure don't have any work, nothing, no gig work whatsoever, right? According to the government's numbers. Another 2 or 3 are probably doing some sort of gig work, some extra on the side to make some money. Yeah. So really, how many of your friends have a full-time job with benefits of the 10 people that you know, right? Extrapolate that. I'm curious what the numbers are for everybody. It's insane, dude. I don't even want to watch the rest of this because fuck, it's horrendous.
In retrospect, that looks like it might have been a mistake. But she said she's applied for a countless number of jobs through every website like Indeed, Glassdoor, LinkedIn, ZipRecruiter, Monster, PSG, Power My Career. I haven't even heard of half of these. And she said it's frustrating because she has a decent resume, and in 20 years, she's only had 3 jobs, all in the same industry, and I have references from each place. I even have a letter of recommendation from a director at my last job, and she still can't land a new one. And like I was saying a little bit earlier, this is more of a symptom of the state of the economy than people not being qualified for the job, right? This isn't because, you're not a good...
She's an exact victim of the shit I just read off to everyone earlier.
Good candidate for these jobs. It's because a lot of companies have job listings that they have no intentions of filling. A lot of these companies aren't realistically looking to take people on right now. They're looking to shed costs, not increase them. And that leads into the next problem and part of her frustration because she says, I feel like employers have been very unprofessional. For most applications, I'm not even getting a response from a human, let alone an opportunity for an interview. Application acceptance is becoming more and more of an AI-generated task. Typically, she says she just gets an automated response saying the company is moving forward with someone else. There's no feedback, just rejection. And meantime, like I've talked about in the past, in some of my older videos, that this is a great way for these companies to data farm you. These guys...
Yeah, that's what we've been saying. By the way, there's been reports of a bunch of CEOs or department heads that were testing HR's, AI-assisted hiring programs or softwares, whatever they were using. And they found out that even the CEO wouldn't qualify for the position. And they had obviously they were overqualified for it, but they would get auto rejection notices as well through email. And entire departments of HR were fired because the systems they implemented were dog shit, which is costing companies good labor. So, there's multiple issues, but the biggest one is the exact stuff I quoted you earlier. Don't let them say that, it's our automated systems, AI wasn't ready. That's bullshit. That's a part of the problem, but a very small slice. What's really going on is they simply don't want to hire you because you're American, you're expensive. They could put their fucking boots on the throats of these immigrants that they're hiring with H-1B. They can't negotiate better salaries, and they cannot unionize, and they can't, and a whole bunch of other shit that an American has rights to. So yes, it's bullshit. The system, they've used H-1B and all the other programs to circumvent hiring Americans, and that's why you're feeling the kind of pain you are. Anything else, anybody trying to tell you that you're fucking lazy, that, you guys don't know how to work hard, like the boomers, and I'm not trying to get on the boomers case, but they'll be like, yeah, back in my day, I was putting in 28-hour days. And I was only with one job when I was working and I still got a family. Shut the fuck up. Shut up, dude. You were able to do a factory job losing 10 fingers and you still came home a fucking man with a salary that was able to provide for you the American dream. That shit has disappeared in the world today. So take your fucking fingerless ass hands and shove them up your ass. Telling people that they're lazy today. Are there lazy Gen Zers and Gen Xers and whatever the fuck they call these Gen Alphas? Yeah, sure, I'm sure. Sure there are, bro, sure. But they're also just fucking exhausted by the amount of bullshittery there is in the job market. You didn't have to switch jobs every 2 years to get a decent wage. You could be a fucking cuck for your company for 30, 40 years and get a nice little golden parachute, good recognition, and a good retirement. That shit doesn't exist for our world today. Anyways, if you guys enjoyed today's video, please hit a like, subscribe, comment below. We're getting suppressed hardcore, as usual. And follow the second channel if you haven't been dropping some absolute gems on there. Something like the midlife crisis that a lot of people are experiencing. That's a good one. And as usual, boys, see you next time.